Good morning, and thank you for joining us once again on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. It's 10 minutes past 9 o'clock. It's a Monday morning, and very much interestingly is that today is the first day in the first month of the year 2018. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, everybody, and good morning to you, Harris Vice, in the studio.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. It's a new day, a new dawn, a new beginning for prosperous people. I wish Nigerians a very fruitful year ahead. It's going to be a year of accomplishment. Okay,
so it's just different because it's the beginning of another year. Because I was almost saying it's just another day, just like many other new days.
You're right, but human grading will actually put us in a situation where we begin to count dates and make them historic, just like today. Like it is for others, it's been a new year since yesterday. Like Australia, other parts of the world, they've actually tested their own new year. But today, it's our own new year. Like a new year, it's also a new day.
Well, it's a new calendar, and I think really there should be so much to talk about, especially considering that some of the things from the previous year still lingers with us up until now, talking about the fuel scarcity. Though I have noticed that the queues have reduced. Though by this morning I can't tell because I came to work when it was still dark, so I don't know if you saw something.
Yeah, there's always an end to every situation in life. Yesterday might be hard. Today definitely is going to be different. First situation will not stay with us forever. These are human failings. We will always overcome them. We are used to it. This is how we roll in Nigeria.
We don't want to be used to hardship. Perhaps we should stand up and say, hey, no more hardships. We don't want to get
in that case, we need to change our attitude, reorient ourselves, improve and increase our competence and capacity as a people, then as a government. Otherwise, it's same script, recycling, same script, same story. So until we Nigerians change our attitudes, our situation will not change. Change, they say, is a function of change. What you do to effect change is the result you get. So Nigerians, if we want to put a stop to all these shenanigans, we must actually rise up and begin to do what is right. From the president down to the last man on the street. It's a collective template of governance. Obama, Trump will not come to Nigeria and make Nigeria great for us. We, the people, the Nigerians, are the one that will make this country grow, regardless of your tribe, your religion, your class. When we join our hands together, this country will move to the zenith of success.
All right. So many people, I'm sure, are optimistic of that, especially as they are very grateful to have crossed over. That has been one term that so many people have used, crossing over, like to another entirely different place. Well, then, as Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate the New Year and all that, the president himself has actually come out to share his own words with Nigerians in a broadcast termed the New Year broadcast. Here before me, I would like to read some of the things that he said. He says, I join my fellow citizens this morning to welcome and celebrate the new year 2018. This year promises to be pivotal in our quest for change. Unfortunately, I am saddened to acknowledge that for many, this Christmas and New Year holidays have been anything but merry and happy. Instead of showing love, compassion, and charity, some of our compatriots chose this period to inflict severe hardship on us all by creating unnecessary fuel scarcity across the country. The consequence was that not many could travel, and the few who did had to pay exorbitant transport fares. This is unacceptable, given that NNPC had taken measures to ensure availability at all depots. I am determined to get to the root of this collective blackmail of all Nigerians and ensure that whichever group are behind this manipulated hardship will be prevented from doing so again. He sees that as unpatriotism. He says it will not divert the administration from the course it has set for itself or for the country at large. Our government's watchword and policy trust is change. We must change our way of doing things, or will stagnate and be left behind in the race to lift our people out of poverty into prosperity. Basically, he went on to mention so many other things that especially his administration will focus on: roads, construction of more roads, power, rail, so many other things. I mean, first and foremost, though, he is commiserating with many Nigerians, especially for the hardship experienced through this period. But then it's something that has been very, very synonymous with us when we get to the end of one year into another new year. How do you see all of this spanning out in this year, 2018?
First of all, we should, appreciate the effort of the president thus far. He's coming out to speak to us, even though to me somehow belated. He should have addressed the nation when the fuel scarcity was biting very hard. But nevertheless, he has spoken, and in his speech, we had very reassuring confidence coming from the president, what he has done, what he intends to do, why we should change our attitude towards, the greatness of this country. Like I've always said, the president alone cannot do anything unless we support him, unless we join our hands together and make things great. To be fair, I am not a pessimist who always dwell on the shortcomings of somebody. So I'm not going to look at the negativity in the president's speech. Rather, I'll focus on the very positive and reassuring aspect of what he has said, or that Nigeria is going to face. Starting from the issue of the fuel scarcity that beat so hard before now, the president, as usual, has shifted blame to the non-existent marketers or saboteurs, as the case may be. I want the president.
He mentioned the NNPC.
Okay, I really want the president to go beyond the rhetorics of condemning and the art of sabotage to actually prosecuting those who are behind it. This is the highest form of insensitivity to anybody by somebody in this country. When travelers, people are supposed to travel to their different homes, remember, it is time like this that people travel out to see their families after a whole year of struggle in the city, in the cities. So for somebody or a group of people to come together and sabotage that effort is actually, to me, it's an act of terrorism. That is economic terrorism. And the president should go beyond just condemning to actually, ensuring that these people are severely punished. When you do this, it serves as deterrence to others so that it doesn't repeat. And again, credit, to be fair to the administration, in the last 2 years, we thought we've overcome, the perennial incidents of fuel scarcity. But lo and behold, it's like we went to sleep too early. It came biting very hard and almost swallowing us. And again, it almost dented the image of the administration as an administration that is not sensitive. But the president has come out to say it's not actually his making. Now, all efforts were in place, but the activities of fifth columnists will always suffice, and it did suffice. So what we should be saying now is that the president should actually call his people again to the room, lock them up, and speak sense to themselves. Let's see people health rolling. Let's see punishment meted to people. Let's see agencies, sanctioned. Let's see some security agencies who actually collaborated with some of these saboteurs being punished. We saw it. It's not hearsay. We saw the activities of some security agencies that actually aided this economic sabotage.
All right, so it's a call to see that people who are who sabotage whatever at any given time pay for their wrongdoings. But talking about ensuring that this particular year, being a pivotal one when it comes to ensuring that they live up to the change mantra, do you think it's how many more years do we have until the next elections?
I am not an advocate of waiting for elections for a country, for nations to grow, for the right things to be done. Every day it's a new day for a serious people who actually wants change, who wants development, who wants progress for themselves. So let's not start calibrating days of election. Let's do what is needful. Election is just a period. It's just a period where people exercise their right to have new leaders, not to have new countries. You know, after election, the country continues. We continue to live as a people. So what we should be doing is, what are we doing to continue to strengthen our institution, to make it better? Like they say, soldier go, soldier come, barrack remain the same. So our emphasis should be, what are we doing to make Nigeria great? What are we doing to make our economy viable? What are we doing to create job opportunities? What are we doing to ensure human rights? What are we doing to make our health system, our education work optimally? This is what we should be talking about.
My question is, what have we been doing until this year?
Yes, we have.
If from what I'm getting from that statement, it's like there's going to be so much work this year. Why is it that so many of these things have not been done, or at least maybe have just been touched to an extent? And then we're looking forward to all of them, everything happening in just this next 12 months, especially.
You know, issue of capacity will come to play. Issue of political will also come to play. Issue of attitude, you know, of Nigerians will also come to play. What the president perhaps is saying is that we should, you know, discard the attitude of the last year, of the foregone year, and begin to think a new way, a new direction that will make things happen. You know, the progress and growth of this country is not exclusively for the president alone. When the country succeeds, it is we, the people, that will benefit. When the country fails, it is us, the people, that will also suffer the consequences. So it behoves on us to begin to actually do the needful as a people, as a citizen of this country. If from every corner we all begin to do what is right, you know, we'll definitely get to the desired destination. The president is just a pilot, you know, in the Nigerian project. He gives direction, you know, he regulates, he supervises, but we are actually the passengers. Whatever we do in that vehicle of change, it will actually culminate into the result that the president will get. If because we have our misgivings, you know, our versions, our you know, our perceptions about the president, then we allow it to affect, you know, the project called Nigeria, we are going to suffer for it. Remember, the decisions and indecisions that we ever make or take today will affect us in years to come. So why not begin to disabuse our minds, you know, from seeing who is the leader to seeing what the country can actually benefit. I am not an advocate of party affiliations or allegiance. I am for the progress of the country. Whoever is saddled with the responsibility, it's actually our own task to give that person the needed support. If we continue to bicker, if we continue to grumble, if we continue to lament and wail, this will not help us. It won't take us anywhere. They say when you constrict your mind, you know, with bitterness, with grumbling, definitely you cannot get, you know, the needed output that will make a nation grow. So Nigerians, this is an appeal to you. Leave party affiliations and begin to see how we can move this country forward. Great nations look beyond their leaders. They look at the bigger picture, which is their own nations. So we should begin to see Nigeria as our baby first before we think of whoever is in charge. That person will go on, but the country remains. Good luck came, he left. Buhari who came, definitely one day he's also going to leave. So we should begin to look beyond these leaders and do what is expected of us. The scientists, you know, the nurses, the doctors, the policemen, the soldiers, you know, the artisans, the entrepreneurs. Let's come together and begin to see how we can move this country forward. If you begin to always lament about politicians, that the one derailing us, they are limited in number. We are the one making in the engine room of governance, because we are the people. The politicians are not everywhere. If we all do our part as it's expected, definitely this country will be great. It begins from us individually. including your route.
Very much so. Something interesting too, as part of the things he mentioned, is the power sector. He said the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing is one of the drivers of this government's commitment to renew and increase Nigeria's stock of infrastructure in order to achieve global economic competitiveness as targeted under the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. Now, recently, we were told that power generation has risen to over 5,000 megawatts and all that. But then again, what happened to distribution and transmission of this? Has it improved in your area?
Yes, what you see is what you can actually speak of. To be fair to government or whoever is responsible for that, the area where I live, the Lugbe part of Abuja, we've actually witnessed, significant improvement in power supply.
Wide. I have an idea of Lugbe. It's wide, so that area of yours may just be...
Except you're telling me I should give you my house address. Otherwise, Lugbe generally, I think they have enjoyed, a significant improvement in power supply. I actually hope that I really want that this same story I'm saying should also come from other people, not just Lugbe or Abuja. What about Lagos? What about Port Harcourt? What about Enugu, Zamfara? It's a good thing that we've actually up our power generation watts. Let it be sustained. It should not come down again. In those days, were it to be raining during the raining season, we'll actually attribute it to because the water soil level it's either as well. But this is not the raining season. We'll give them the benefit of that. There's actually a significant improvement. They should sustain it.
I'm not having it any better in my area though.
Okay.
But that aside, I mean, how do you see this really being something, or what efforts do you think they should really put in the power sector? Because like he said, it's very, very important, especially when it comes to the economy, the growth and progress of the economy. As much as we need power in our personal homes and all that, it has a lot to do when it comes to our businesses and all that, and how we can develop as a nation.
Power, just like any other sector of human of critical infrastructural development, it's actually critical to economic growth. The power sector or ministry, I think, to be fair to the minister, he has actually tried. What we're saying is not enough. He can actually up his game. He can make it happen. He's known to be a super performer. As a governor in Lagos State, we all saw what he did. He should actually begin to replicate that. This is 2 years into the administration.
My point exactly. Is it now that we should be saying begin to, or let's start to? What has been happening in these years?
For him, for the ministry to have actually increased the megawatt, the capacity to this level, I think they've been doing something.
But remember, I did say when you raise, yes, this is the level that we are. But then, is it being rightly distributed? Is it being transmitted?
The
Are people
advocacy,
feeling it? At the end of the day, do I get power in my house, in my office, for my business and all that?
It has to do with improvement in capacity of distribution. Whoever is responsible for that should actually up his game. Was saying that, okay, we have this increase in megawatts and co. Now the distribution, what are we doing? What is government doing? You cannot increase your capacity and now leave the distribution issue at bay. They should actually put up mechanism that will increase this distribution so that everybody can actually have power. When you have power, it increases economic activities. People are meaningfully engaged. They can use power to actually run their small businesses and even big businesses. That it has increased is a good news. What we are asking is that it should be equitably distributed so that it doesn't, some people, I am happy that I have power now. You are saying you do not have power, and yet there's increase in megawatts and co. What we're saying is that government should do the needful by expanding their distribution network. They should also help us to increase what has been increased so that it's easily available. I don't want a situation now that we're celebrating over 5,000, we should go back to 3,000 or 4,000. That shouldn't happen. The super minister, as the president will call him, please, you have to make do of your superlative performance. Put the magic ones and make it happen. What we need from him now is not scrutiny of whether he has done well or what happened, is it starting? What we're saying is that if you've been sleeping, please wake up. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to begin from where you stop. Continue moving and let things happen. The interest is result. Once the result becomes positive, we'll forget the pains of yesterday. You understand? So that is why I'm never an advocate of, okay, it's condemnable, this. If you condemn, what will condemnation bring? It's only actually, it makes us, it angers us the more, but it does not provide a solution. So that we should stop the habit of using emotions to judge situations. These are human realities. Failures are bound to happen. When they happen, what we need to do is not to be winning over them, is to think of, what can we do, make do out of this situation? Way forward should always be the engine room of progress. We can't continue to dwell on our shortcomings. Everybody is talking about the negativity. Nobody is talking about solutions. When you give anybody the chance to talk to you about the Nigerian situation, we have about 99% talking about the failings. And get the same people to tell you about the way out. The capacity won't be there. So this is a narrative, this is a perception we need to change. We can't continue to dwell on our feelings, then thereby depriving us of the opportunity of thinking the way out. Everybody is condemning, then who is providing solutions?
Okay, if you're just joining us, this is X-Ray on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. And for the very first edition for this year, we are taking a look at the President's New Year speech as broadcasted and trying to take a look at a few of the things that was mentioned there. If you want to be a part of the conversation, feel free to call the number 081 89991011. That is 081 89991011, so that you can make your contribution. And perhaps, like Harry Spice is saying, instead of complaining to a large extent, what solutions do we prefer for the problems that we do have? Now, last year, is history already. As we left, we looked at major events that shaped most of the year 2017. Well, subsequently, I'll be asking you a question on that as well, but let's see who's here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
My name is Mr. Oshon Cornelius. I'm calling from Onlive.
All right, I'm listening.
Please, I want to first of all commend your guest in the studio.
Okay.
He's speaking as a Nigerian. He's not speaking as a politician. I have been listening to programs when someone comes on air. If the person is supporting PDP, you will see he be diverting his support and talk openly. He is not the type. I just respect him so much for the way he's addressing issues. He is standing on the neutral ground. And that is how patriotic Nigerians should do when they have opportunities. His talk is just motivating and inspiring. And that's what ought to be on ground. I'm so grateful. Please, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir.
All right, then.
Please, I want him to analyze something that I discovered in the speech. I personally listened to the speech from the beginning to the end. And maybe I did not listen well. Our able president did not talk on the issue of Fulani herdsmen. And the Fulani herdsmen is one of our major problems. Insecurity is not just Boko Haram and the kidnapping. If at all his priority is diversifying the economy into agriculture, and the herdsmen are not allowing farmers to go to farms. The North Central in particular, Benue State is the food basket of the nation. You cannot do away with it. And that is where they are suffering much in terms of the attack from herdsmen. So I don't know whether, as a town like this, it should address this issue. We need it to an end. Farmers in Benue State are not going to farm. The same thing in other parts, even in the east. People are not free to go to farm. And then you want to stop the importation of rice this year. That is what he said. Then when you stop importation of rice, and then you have to create an enabling environment for farmers to excel in farming. He made this mistake when he came into power. He went straight to close the border and stop rice importation. People nearly died because of hunger. Nothing was done in agriculture to make sure that Nigeria can stand on their feet when it comes to farming. Then he went straight. These are the things that affected his administration. So please, can you just put me right if I get it wrong in terms of whether he has mentioned it in another aspect. Thank you and God bless you.
All right then. Thank you very much for your call. Okay. Well.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. We all listened to the president's speech, and he actually talked on all aspects of, the situation in Nigeria, tactically, unconsciously, or deliberately leaving out the issue of the farmers, herdsmen, situation. It's actually a sickening reality on our hands that every day farmers and cattle rearers are always having this issue. I refrain from calling them Fulani herdsmen because that is like reducing the criminality of whatever they do to a tribal thing. We're talking about two, occupational handlers having issues, the farmers and the cattle rearers. It's not the tribes, it's not the tribes that are actually having issue. The problem comes from the occupation. The occupation, yes. This is more like occupational conflict, not a tribal issue. When we narrow it to a tribal issue, we lose the essence. That is why I'm sure the government is trying to be, or the president is trying to be very careful in not dabbling into that issue. There have been a lot of studies on these farmers, herdsmen, clashes or conflicts, as the case may be. What we should be talking about is now what are the measures to, we can use to address these issues once and for all. When I hear people talk about it, they make it look like it's a tribal fight. Fulani Idoma, Fulani Thief, Fulani Birom. When you hide under tribe or religion to address an issue, we all become emotional, and nobody is ready to actually say the truth because we are afraid of being politically incorrect. So the notion of political correctness prevents us from really addressing the issues. A crime has been committed, a farmer has been hacked to death, a cattleman or a herdsman has been hacked to death. We should be talking about who committed this heinous crime and not the tribe that committed or the crime. We should be interested in the crime, not the people, not the tribe or religion of the person. When we do this, we are actually touching the nerve of the problem. The president should actually come to address that issue away from giving it a tribal consideration, so that nobody will accuse him that because he's Fulani, that is why he's supporting the Fulanis. Because he's not a Christian, that is why he's supporting the Fulanis. Let's remove tribal affiliation from it and treat the issue as a real issue. The Nigerian Constitution states that when you infringe on the right of anybody to the extent of destroying his property, killing him, definitely the law has its own special provision to deal with such person. So that same law should be applied in dealing with this, fracas between the herdsmen and the farmers. Let's address it as a conflict between two people, between two occupational practitioners, not as a tribal thing. As long as we begin to see it like it's a tribal thing, we'll never come out of it. The Fulani or the herdsmen farmers issue didn't just start because Buhari assumed the presidential seat. It's been there it's been with us forever. It's a perpetual problem that has to reoccur perennially. Therefore, however,
it's on the increase, and Nigerians especially expect that certain measures are put in place.
Yes, because we allow the law to go to sleep and use sentiments and emotion to address the issue. Once a crime is committed, the law, they say the law is blind. It doesn't know class, it doesn't know race, it doesn't know brotherhood or what. It's operates because the law. This is how it should operate.
Based on justice.
You understand? So once you push the law away and start giving political coloration, religious coloration to it, we lose the essence. The security agencies may be afraid of even going. This is a sensitive issue. What makes it sensitive? As long as you can affect a life, you can, kill somebody, the law should come, whether you are the first son of a Fulani man or the last son of an Igbira man. No. The law should go after you, whether you are the son of the president. So let's not expect the president to always speak, we isolate issues. He speaks on insecurity. The security agencies, the law should actually begin to enforce. Let's not narrow everything to the president. He's a president, quite all right, but the institution responsible to maintaining laws and order should go and do the needful. Not everything that we expect the president to give the go ahead. You as a policeman, when you see a cattle, a herdsman encroaching on the land of somebody, on the farm of somebody, you have to go and stop that. The state is always above any other interest. You cannot say the cohesive apparatus of these farmers or herdsmen are actually more than that of the state, of the country. You cannot say that. We should do the needful. When we leave responsibilities, like this, we suffer the consequences. If in every locality in this country there are security agencies, you have the SSS, you have the police, you have the army, you have the vigilantes, you have the civil defense. What are these people doing to prevent the breakdown of laws and order? Why do we allow it to degenerate until we wait for the president to give directive? I go after these people. That is failure of institutions. We should be talking about how to strengthen this institution so that we don't have to wait and make the president so powerful, omnipotent, like he's the Alpha and Omega. He's whatever he says that will happen. No, institutions should begin to take, precedence. Do your part, do your bits. All
right, call us on 081-8999-1011. That's 081-8999-1011. It's X-Ray, and you get to share your thoughts and concerns about the issues at hand this morning. So feel free to call in and let's get to hear what your contribution is. Hello? Hello? Sorry about that. I think we lost that call. But feel free to call right back. We still have some minutes to do this. 081-8999-1011. Hello?
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
My name is James, calling from Benin.
James.
Yes.
All right, James, go ahead.
Yes, talking about this plan, yes, man. The equipment that you are facing here is too much.
Hello?
Sometimes if they started this operation, we are not sleeping the night at all.
You're not what?
We are not sleeping. Around 12 o'clock, we have to be in our farm.
Oh, you're not sleeping?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You said you're calling from Benue State?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you've had to experience some of this... Okay, I'm listening.
Yes, we are sleeping on the farm because of our rights and other things. This holiday matter, we are about to go to the farm now because we heard that we are facing our rights there. I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's hope. Let's hope there will be some form of intervention soon that will bring about relief for everyone.
There should be. The government, the president should actually rally his people together, up and let's put an end to these, unfortunate incidents. Farmers do not have access to their farms. Incidents of herdsmen attacking them. This has to stop. The security agencies must rise up to put a stop to this. Every Nigerian has a right to his or her own, aspirations. So,
Let's see who's here. Hello?
Hello.
Please turn off your radio.
Hello, good morning.
Turn off your radio. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. I'm not sure this person is focusing on the call, but and it looks like he's driving. You better park and then you call back later. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Prince. I'm calling you from Abuja.
All right, Prince. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I just have a question for your guest.
Okay.
My guest, sorry for asking this question. Are you a citizen of this country or not?
I am a citizen of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm a young Nigerian motivated by patriotic zeals for the sustenance of our nationhood. So therefore, I am a Nigerian. Proud one.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this question that you answered. You are telling me that you and I don't know what is happening inside this country?
It's
Is
not.
that what you're telling me? You as a policeman now, for example, now, you will see a Fulani that destroys people's farm. You will arrest him.
So who is going to arrest him? Is it you or I?
That's what I'm telling you.
Who will arrest?
We are not talking about our average policemen. They have control from their head. And who is the head is the president.
Can you be less emotional?
If you want to give order, they should punish these people. Come to Benue State and see by yourself. My brother, you don't know what is happening.
Okay, let's understand exactly what you're saying.
Let us say the truth. You are here telling me that police should go, they should go and risk their life as soldiers. Come and see the way they are killing our soldiers there.
Okay, so what do we do now? Who will arrest these people who are doing the killing?
The men at the top there. Number one is the president. He is the first citizen of this country.
Oh, he's the one to make arrest?
No, he should be the one to put an order.
Oh, do we need an order for a police to put?
My brother, as the law, we don't need an order, but Nigeria, you and I know today is that if you persecute any Fulani man, as a first man, you will lose your job, you will rot in prison.
No, that is
okay.
Not taking, my brother, they will kill you there.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
All right. So, what is your suggestion on this?
My suggestion is that president know what to do. My dear, let me tell you the gospel truth. Nigeria has never been divided like this.
That is not a suggestion. Hello? Hello?
He is the one that scattered this country. Let him repay it by himself.
The country is not scattered because if
understand it just because you are in a very secure place.
No, I live in the village. I live amongst Nigerians. I don't have my neighbors attacking me.
Hello?
Come to Benue State and
Okay, can you hear
I'm
me?
from Benue State.
Wait. Can you hear me, mister? Hello? Can you listen to me?
I'm ready for you people this morning.
You're ready for who? We're not fighting here. I just asked. I just
What
asked,
is the
I
truth?
just
Tell us,
asked
what do
you
you-
for a solution.
Nigeria, you would have known what I'm telling you.
Hello? I just said.
People are buying of water.
Okay, if you will not allow us to have a conversation, us and you, then we'll have to. So I said I just asked you for a solution, and you did not answer the question, and that's
did
how
you do?
that's actually
I just answered you the question. The question is that should come from the Mr. President.
Okay.
that what should come from.
He knows what to do because he abide by the oath.
Okay. They will
Okay.
tell the president to do the needful.
Then they will go at the back and do another thing.
Okay, so that it's
Masses are dying of hunger. Look at the first scarcity. To come back is a problem. And they're telling us they are going to deal with the marketers. Who negotiated the negotiation with the marketers? Is it not are they not the one? They didn't hear you. My brother, there are many things are going on. I don't want to tell you my son name, so I don't want to lose my job.
No, you're not losing your job. You're a citizen.
You will not understand.
I can't understand when you are not letting me understand. How can I understand when you are not telling me your problem?
all right. Thank you for your contribution. Okay.
Highly welcome. I tell Mr. President that he should to do the needful.
Okay, thank you very much.
The importance of having programs like this, really, I mean, that's why the listener is included in this, because we also need to hear. And like I said, I mean, it's about solutions. If we're feeling so upset about certain things that we can't even calm down to discuss them,
then there's
I don't
problem.
see a headway.
There's a problem. You know, this is why I always say when we use emotion, you know, to discuss issue, we lose the substance. Now he's aggrieved. Instead of actually expressing whatever it is that his misgivings, it's you know, it's bitter.
We'll still give him some room. We don't know exactly, you know, where he's coming from, his story. But then at the end of the day, it is always nice if we try to compose ourselves and pass our message.
Let's not be too emotional about it.
Let's see who we have next here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Please turn off your radio.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. What's your name?
I'm Ibrahim by name, calling from Suleja.
Okay. Go ahead,
I want
quickly,
to make a
please.
reference to what the caller just said, why the president of the country is not giving an order to the police. What he fails to understand, this is not a national threat. This is just a state, a set of people versus other set of people. In a situation where an armed robber is robbing a bank, will the police in that post wait for the president to give an order before they went ahead for a security intervention?
Okay.
So the guy is quite emotional, and I can sense a trait of tribal sentiment from his statement. And such kind of people, whenever he calls, people should know how to treat him, because whatever he said in the end can ignite a fight. So it's not ideal. The guy should be mindful of what he said on air.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your input.
You know, this is what we're talking about. When you reduce such a heinous crime of people being killed on their farm, you know, during grazing, you know, to a tribal or religious issue, you lose the message. How to address it becomes a problem. Now Nigerians are divided on this land, on this idea of, okay, how do we address this issue? This person is coming from, because the president is a Fulani. Because the president is a Fulani, so that means a Fulani man should break the law and the police will look away. If I am the IG of police, I'll sanction, you know, whoever is that policeman. You know, when we push responsibilities away, this is my responsibility because I want to be politically correct, I push it away under the guise of incompetence. That is sheer incompetence. If I am the DPO commissioner of a state and this kind of thing continues to happen, there should be a mechanism that should check my capacity as a commissioner of police. You understand?
But when a situation looks like it's not being handled properly, I think that's why
that is a leadership failure. Or generally, then the president needs to actually rejig whatever his security architecture is. We cannot continue to debate, talk about one issue every day in and out, and there's no solution. Like he handled the Boko Haram, he was able to decimate the Boko Haram insurgency. He should actually use that same tactical experience to actually deal with the farmers herdsmen conflict. The same way the issue of kidnapping, it's also an issue. You know, these are crimes committed. Whatever disagreement that leads to loss of life or inflicting injury on the other person, it becomes a criminal offense. It's no longer a civic matter, but a criminal issue that should be dealt in a criminal way. So it's disgusting when you hear people saying that the police, the security agencies are helpless because it's Fulani farmers. What kind of indolence is that? Why are we shying away from reality? Because just like the last caller said, because if armed robbers are robbing and they are Fulanis, forgive my use of Fulani, because there's no crime attached to a tribe. We are the one.
Any tribe can commit
any human being can actually commit crime. So when you reduce when you reduce crime to tribe, you lose the accent. So if, for instance, an Igala man is in the bank robbing, then we have to go and call the attack of Igala that your person is robbing. What do we do to him? That is pushing responsibility to the dust.
The herdsman and farmer conflict is something we've taken from many years up until this moment. Now that we are heading into this, we have actually entered the new year. What are your projections about these kinds of problems? Quickly, we don't have a lot of time.
It's very simple. It's very simple. Security agencies need to wake up. they should begin to do their work. Policing is essentially their work. Lives and properties of Nigerians must be protected by our security forces. And the communities must also, choose to help the security agencies in fostering peace and, order in their communities. You as a citizen, you have no right to infringe on the right of any other person, whether you are the son of the president or the daughter of the president or the son of a governor or otherwise. Nobody has right or above or over any other Nigerian. We are all citizens with equal rights. So we should begin to respect each other's rights so that we don't have a situation that will degenerate into crisis. The end of crisis is destruction and ruins. Before you know, poverty creep in. It should actually, I don't know why it doesn't amaze you that crisis only happens amongst the rural dwellers, not the rich people, not the high class people. That means we should begin to question ourselves, what is actually the issue? Do we have people using these people to actually foment trouble? We cannot continue like this. When it is high time we see ourselves as human beings first before we see ourselves as Hausa, Igbo, Igbagi, or Yoruba. If we continue to see ourselves this way, we cannot get anywhere. The idea of Nigeria is divided. Nigeria is not divided. We use the same market, we use the same hospital, the same school. So whoever wants to sustain the narrative that we are divided, that person will not allow such narrative to happen. We cannot continue to see ourselves in mutual distrust, in suspicious, distrust. We cannot continue. We are one Nigerians. We attend the same church. We attend the same mosque. We go to the same market. We go to the same school, the same hospitals. We use the same road. So nobody should bring out that frightening propaganda that Nigerians are divided. Nigerians are not divided. When you go to Kara and Namoda this morning, you have other Nigerians residing there. When you go to Bayelsa today, you have other Nigerians residing there. So nobody should use the instrument or whatever platform to begin to talk about our division. We are not divided. We are very united, except those who want to live in fool's paradise.
Okay, we'll leave it at that on X-Ray today. Many thanks to you, Harris Spice, for being on X-Ray, and thanks to those who called in as well. We will continue to talk about these issues and more as they remain with us, or as they keep coming up, and then hopefully we find a way out of them. Many thanks once again. I'll be back in the 10 o'clock hour on Pro Bono Chambers. Do stay with us.